Hi, welcome back to another episode of Birding with Nick and Quinn. Today we are answering a pretty cool question. How does this thing go up against it in wildlife photography? The Canon EOS Rebel T7. It's one of Canon's most #1 selling cameras right here. It's a little DSLR. A lot of people love it. So we're going to test it in wildlife photography. Obviously, I've used it for a long time. It's my main camera. And it's not bad. It's got a 24.1 megapixel sensor. So it's average. Nope. Dog's trying to get my lens hood. And to test this theory... Oh my gosh. To test this theory, we're going to be using this bad boy right here. Alright, now that my dog has finished barking, we're back. So as I was saying, the Canon Rebel T7 has a 24.1 megapixel sensor. So it's average, it's not bad. Hey, quiet. 24.1 megapixel sensor, which isn't bad. It's a entry-level DSLR. It's got the mode dial right here, but it does give you access to manual, which is what we're going to be shooting today. It's a bright day outside with clouds here and there. Might rain in the afternoon, so we'll see how this goes. This may even be a couple-day excursion that we go on to test this little guy out, but, it's not bad. Well, at least we'll figure out if it's bad or not. And we're pairing it with this nice little 300mm lens. It's not bad, but first I gotta put the lens hood on it. Putting the lens hood on it, of course. There we go. Now she's ready. Looks more wildlife-like. Just look at it. Now, it has a burst rate. It's not great, but it's not horrible. Oh, it's not even on. Oop. Well, let's fix that. It's on one shot. Oh, I hear a red-shouldered hawk. That is cool. All right, here we go. Now it has a burst rate. It's not great, but it's not horrible. Listen to that. I have to delete those photos. Anyway, yeah, so not bad. We're just gonna try and find some wildlife and see how this thing fares against some crappy conditions like today. What a blew out. That was bad. We're gonna start with some pitching, try and call them in. That was aggressive. It's gonna work though. I hear some goldfinches. Got something. Yep, this oak. The autofocus on it isn't bad. Somewhat fast. No way, it's a goldfinch. It's super high up in a tree, and it's really cropped, but it's not bad. It's working. So is my camera's face detection. That's also working. Go Canon. Yeah, we'll hope that they come in closer. That'd be nice. Alright, you guys have no idea how long I have been striking out on spots to try and find something to photograph, and I actually see a hawk up on that snag of some sort, so we're going to figure out what it is. I'm super excited. Alright, so that was a Merlin, which is pretty freaking cool. Yeah, glad I came over here. Guys, I'm gonna go down here because of wind. So anyway, the T7 held up alright. My images were a little overexposed, which was my fault, but yeah, I'm pretty excited. We're gonna keep shooting, and then I'll go over the build quality and stuff. So now we're gonna talk about the build quality of the body. So right off the bat, you know, it's a little plasticky, but it's not gonna break. I mean, I guess it could. Definitely a little plasticky. The buttons make, some of the buttons make noises to tell you that you have pressed a button, which I guess is good. It's not bad. Definitely, you know, it's plastic, but it's good plastic. Yeah, so once we get back home, we're gonna go over the pictures that we took, look at the sharpness and stuff. One quick thing I forgot to mention about this camera: shoots 1080p. There isn't really much else to say about it. It shoots 1080p, and it isn't great, but at least it takes video. Got this little mode dial on the top here, and you can see video right there. That's how you take videos with the Canon Rebel T7. Wow. Edited. Some of them aren't. Right off the bat, we're starting with the Merlin that I shot. This is out at 300mm, cropped in, and right off the bat, you can tell the bird isn't too sharp. Actually, it isn't sharp at all. It's relatively soft, and there's a little bit of chromatic aberration happening along the branches in places, mostly here and right here. It isn't like too bad, but it's noticeable when zoomed in. Next we have this herring gull, which is overexposed. It was super bright, and I had just moved my camera up, so I wasn't quite ready for it, but you know, it's more of an ID shot just to tell what it is. It's just a herring gull. Next, this is pretty cool. There's a weird, I don't know, like some weird spillage going on in the river here. You can see there's like a cool brick and stuff, and it's not bad necessarily. It's not sharp either, but you know, this is a little cropped in too. Next is just some photos that I've taken throughout the past few days or month. Why is this doing this? Okay, this isn't edited and it's trying to brighten it, but basically you can see, you know, how it performs in dark areas. My PC's trying to auto edit it, which is weird. I'd like to turn that off, but I don't know how. But it's not bad. It's somewhat sharp, and there's a little bit of grain in there, but it's somewhat sharp for how dark it was when that was taken. Alright, next we have another decent example. This is also cropped, but as you go in, the song sparrow stays sharp, and this was good lighting, so it really shows what the camera can do when it has good lighting. I mean, that's a pretty good image. I like that a lot. This is the last one that I chose. Like, I have way sharper images of, you know, perfect light, but this lighting wasn't bad, and there was a lot of fog happening over the water, and you can see the swan here goes pretty well with the background. I really like it. And, you know, there is some grain from the ISO that I was using. The camera doesn't fare too well in low light. There's definitely always going to be a lot of grain when you're going for those high ISOs, but still not a bad image. I'd say it's usable. That's basically it for the photos. In the end, do I think I've owned a DSLR before? Go for it. For, you know, what it does. And it gets the job done. I've used it for about 2 years now, that rig. So, yeah, you know, it definitely has its downsides. Low light, not so great. You know, if the light, you know, just lighting is off, a little too bright, too dark, it's not good, but that's, you know, most cameras. But there are definitely cameras that can perform much better than this one can. But in the end, it's not bad. It takes decent shots. And I could have put those perfect examples from perfect lighting, but none of these were shot in perfect lighting, except for maybe that Song Sparrow, which was half decent lighting. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and especially subscribe. It really helps us out. And I hope to see you on the next one.